2K.
Gearbox.
A tiny little dragon flying across the sky as the game loads. Flip flap, flip flap, flip flap. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Wonderlands. I just now realized it's plural instead of And there's the music. Greetings, salutations, and hello, interwebs. This is your friendly online feline neighbor Tippy Tabby, once again bringing you some video game goodness. So, for those of you who are not aware what kind of game this is, you played Borderlands, right? You've at least know of Borderlands and its humor and such, right? Well, this is apparently one of those offshoots. I played a little bit of Borderlands, and I remember playing most of Borderlands 2, but other than that, all I know is a gun shooty FPS bang bang with science, psychotic powers, going into vaults and such for, basically, it's space post-apocalyptic Mad Max treasure hunting. As far as I can best reference. You guys could probably figure it out. But if you know what Borderlands is, then fans probably know more about who Tiny Tina is. I don't. I don't know all the characters. I've never heard of this gal before. But, yeah. One of my buddies, Lan, or LanHao, actually was kind enough to help get me this game, which was also given to both Tyrik and Zero. And the other night, we did start a little bit of this game for ourselves to kind of get the character selection in, take a look at all the stats, how the game plays, and all that stuff. Forgot to record this, so I am going to be replaying a portion of the game again, up to the point where I last left off, just to make certain that we're all caught up to speed, because I did play this with Tyrik and Lan, so I'm gonna try to see if we can redo this again and catch up with there. I'm gonna make a generic character just so that we can get this ball rolling, but as you will see in just a moment, when we do continue with our normal characters, with our selected characters for our main campaign, you're gonna see this gentle cat. No surprise, I went with one that had cat ears. But yeah, technically a female character with a bit of a stash. What the fuck? Oh, that's probably Tina dropping in a goblin. Interesting. But yeah, my character is going with the Stabomancer, which I'll explain a bit more what these things are in a moment. Apparently I can get a secondary class, which will be the one that has a little tiny weaving dragon that could be your little pet buddy. So I'm definitely going for that when we get the chance. But there's a bunch of other things, and basically this game it's Borderlands, just with some Dungeons and Dragons rules, and oh my fucking god. The background stuff you see here. So, basically, we're playing Dungeons and Dragons in Borderlands. Hosted by our Dungeon Master, Tiny Tina. Who I admit, I'm enjoying the humor. The Borderlands games always had good humor. I don't know what exactly has kept me from wanting to continue Borderlands 2, and oh my god. Hi there, Tina. Looking over your castle. Hi. But yeah, one of these days I will eventually finish Borderlands 2 and maybe even try Borderlands 3 since that's more the latest one. But this one's basically got the similar mechanics, although some things are actually based off actual Dungeon and Dragon rules, like your strength, your dexterity, intelligence, and all that. So, and we thought this was a decent change up from our Wildlands Ghost Recon gameplay. We will be continuing that. We still have to finish the Sueño one, and then we do have Narco Road to try out that none of us has tried yet. And then maybe even try Fallen Ghosts again with Lan on board, even though that one's probably going to be some major, oh god, motherfuckers. But for the time being, hi there, Shroom Monster. Yeah, fuck off, I don't care about you. Anyways, we're going to redo the game, and we're keeping it balanced. Now, at some point, I think my buddy Lan is going to show up because he asked to help him out to get back to where we left off, and maybe one more thing, because he wants to try a different character. So he's going to be doing his own new character, and I'm only making a new character just so I can just restart the game so I can record all this part. But like I said, back to Stabby Tabby that I named my character when we continue the main mission. So just keep in mind, Lan will probably be popping up, and I hope he pops up soon. I gave him codename Banana to let him know that I was ready to help out. But anyways, put it on balance for now. Put it on cooperation. And let the story begin!
There is a world beyond the Borderlands. A world forged by wonder and ruled by fate. The battle between these powers has raged since the beginning. Evil and good. Villains and heroes. A vicious cycle, endlessly repeated. Wonder is the power of a cruel, unpredictable god. But fate, there's one alone who can wield fate. One alone whose story is in their own hands. The Fate Maker. That's you. Heavy, right? Fate Maker. Big responsibility. Honestly, I wouldn't even blame you if you just laid down in a puddle and gave up. But if not, if you try and prove yourself as Fate Maker, then heed the warning I give all heroes. Together you fight. Together you shall fall.
Ha! Critical hit! The undead fall beneath our blade! Ah!
Oh yeah!
That they do, Wanda Sykes.
It's going real good over here, blade-wise. We're coming for you, Dragon Lord.
Sure you are, Adam Sandberg.
Fools! Your party of heroes can't stop me. Already I
Kind of showed you will,
You
innit?
guys got here fast.
Like you said, we're the heroes. I am Valentine, gallant adventurer. The scary stabby one is Fred.
What about that one?
That's the newbie. It's their first adventure.
I'm supposed to be the scary stabbing one
Their figure
later.
isn't even fully painted.
Enough talk. We're here to stop you from taking the soul energy.
Fools! I've already absorbed all of the soul energy. I'm invincible!
Oh, man. Sorry, newbie. We missed the soul energy.
Castles will burn. Babies will cry. More than usual. My skeleton armies will wash over the lands.
Looking bad. How do we win this?
We attack together.
Well, that failed. We fall together.
Especially you, newbie.
Oh,
They
fuck
don't
you.
make heroes like they used to. Time to die!
But then, just does the heroes lose hope? They hear
A nay?
yeah, and also like, you know, like a sparkly rainbow, which goes like quickle, quack, quack, quack. It is Queen Buttstallion, the most beautiful and perfectest ruler in all the land.
But why Butt Stallion?
Hold on, what game are we playing here?
Not My Little Ponies.
Bunkers and badasses, baby! And I, Tiny Tina, am the bunker master. So what I say goes. And I say there's a magical diamond buying a corn named Buttstallion who saves the day.
Oh, I was kind of hoping we would save the day.
You will, Valley Girl. I just gotta set the stakes. Now, let's table talk. Cue Dragon Lord.
But, Stallion, you may be the most beautifulest, perfectest ruler in all the land, but this time, I've won.
But Buttstallion was wielding the coolest sword in the whole world. The Sword of Soul.
Rainbow sparkles, no!
Oh, would you? I just made those skeletons. No! No! I curse you, Valentine! And I curse you, Fret! And most of all, I curse you, newbie!
What?
Whatever your name is.
Oh, fuck
I
you.
will return and finally rid this world of heroes!
And with that, the Dragon Lord was defeated. For now. Exposition complete! Who's ready to rickety roleplay?
Yeah, might as well. We're stranded here after that mountain totally jumped out at our ship.
Yeah, he crashed it. I'm in. I love bunkers and badasses. I've already got a level 40 character.
No. We are making all new characters. This is the newbie's first game, and I'm gonna make sure it's an adventure they'll never forget.
You ready, newbie?
Time for character sheets, baby!
Okay. Alright, so here's what I'm gonna do. I think what I'm gonna do is that I'm pretty much just gonna make the same character, but let's actually look over these things. And this is probably going to be its own original episode, just to show that intro, explain what's going to be happening throughout this game, and then showing off the classes, all that case. Any of you guys are curious about this game and want to try it out, you see what you're getting yourselves into. So, obviously, Stabomancer, that's what I'm going with. Or at least that's what I was originally going with. And will continue to go with. But what it is, a Stabomancer. Sneaky murderer with focus on critical hits. Class feat, dirty fight. Oh boy, I can't. I'm hiccuping, sorry. Or burping. Dirty fighting. The Fate Maker's critical hit chance is increased. Great for, you know, stabbing. Stabbing, stab. First action skill, Ghost Blade. The Fate Maker throws out a Ghost Blade which spins in place, dealing melee damage to nearby enemies based on the Fate Maker's equipped melee weapon. Pressing R1 while Ghost Blade is active causes it to teleport to the targeted location. And you can actually keep targeting it in different areas while it's still activated, so it's not just in one place. I learned that during the first playthrough. Or during the playthrough of starting this anyways. Second action skill, which actually you have to get to a certain level to unlock, that I've learned, but when you do eventually get to there, from the shadows, the Fate Maker enters stealth, turning invisible. While in stealth, all damage dealt is automatically a critical hit, but critical hits deal reduced damage. Still, stabby tabby, stab. Yeah, this was practically made for me. But what are the other classes, you might be wondering? Well, there is a Clawbringer, Wyvern Tamer with focus on fire and lightning damage. Class feat, Wyvern Companion. The Clawbringer is accompanied by a little dragon companion that flies through the environment and attacks enemies with its claws and fire breath. I'm going Dragon Companion because I don't know if I'm pronouncing the actual name correctly, so I just don't want to embarrass myself anymore. First action, Cleansing Flames. The Fate Maker summons their hammer and slams it into the ground, dealing melee damage, creating a massive fire nova, dealing fire ability damage to nearby enemies, and eventually, Storm Dragon's Judgment. The Fate Maker summons their hammer and hurls it, dealing lightning melee damage to all enemies it touches. It sticks wherever it lands and deals lightning ability damage every second to all nearby enemies. Pressing R1 recalls the hammer, damaging enemies along the path. So, almost like a Thor or Kratos kind of situation. So basically, your first skill does fire damage, and eventually you'll unlock a second skill that causes lightning damage. So that's interesting. And then there's the Spell Shot, which is Tyrik's class. In the game, which makes sense. He loves being able to utilize anything with a sniper rifle. Magic user with focus on constantly casting spells. At least I think this is the one. I'll have to double check. Class feat, Spell Weaving. Casting a spell or reloading grants the Fate Maker a stack of Spell Weaving, increasing spell damage. Spell Weaving stacks automatically decay after a few seconds. Action skills, Polymorph. Yeah, okay, he's definitely a spell shot because I've seen this in action. The Fate Maker magically turns an enemy into a harmless skeep for a few seconds, which I've assumed is a sheep crossed with something else. I don't know. And then eventually, a Ambihextress. The Fate Maker may equip a second spell in their inventory. Whenever the Fate Maker presses R1, they cast that spell. Gotcha. And then there's Graveborn. Soul Trapper with focus on dealing damage in exchange for health. Class feat, a Demi-Lich Companion. The Fate Maker is accompanied by a floating Demi-Lich Companion that targets enemies at range and deals dark magic damage. First action skill, Dire Sacrifice. The Fate Maker sacrifices a portion of their health to deal a dark magic ability damage and apply dark magic status effects to all nearby enemies. And eventually, Reaper of Bones. The Fate Maker is fully healed, gains increased leech efficiency, and deals bonus dark magic damage, but their health takes an ever-increasing amount of damage per second. When the Fate Maker would die, they instead become invulnerable for a short duration, restores a portion of their health. Interesting. So, this is sacrificing your health for maximizing your damage, but it also has a bit of a benefit of you don't necessarily die too quickly. You do get a chance to survive. Now, I have noticed that, like in most Borderlands games, there's an abundance of chests and lockers and such that will give you ammo and health, so not as detrimental to play this guy as you would think, at least to my assumptions. And then the Spore Warden. Fungal friend with focus on ranged damage. So you get to have one of those fungal guys as one of your buddies. Interesting. Wait, hold on a second. I'm going to be hopping in here and build a character. Tyrik is transferring my camera. That's quick. You really want to unlock the town. Sorry, the game excites me. Okay, just hearing from Lan that he is working his way on the blah blah blah. And I guess Tyrik might be joining us? I don't know. Anyways, for the Spore Warden, the class feat is Mushroom Companion. The Fate Maker is accompanied by a Mushroom Companion that targets nearby enemies and deals poison damage. Their first skill, Barrage, the Fate Maker summons an ethereal bow, firing 7 arrows that deal ability damage on impact. Arrows ricochet twice between nearby enemies, and eventually second, Blizzard. The Fate Maker creates 3 Frost Cyclones for a duration that seek out nearby enemies, dealing frost ability damage over time. Now, this one might actually be a potential second. Or actually, maybe I will make this one my first. I already have a Stabby Tabby, so maybe I can make this one the class I want, because I do like my arrows. So, and having a sport companion wouldn't be that bad. Berserker! Angry Smasher with focus on frost damage. Now, this was Lan's character, but I'm not entirely certain what he's going to be choosing now, since he is recreating a new character himself. But its feat is Rage of the Ancients. On action skill start, the Fate Maker becomes enraged. Being enraged adds bonus frost damage to their attacks. Their first skill, a Dreadwind. The Fate Maker spins, slashing anything nearby with their melee weapon and essentially becoming a pain tornado. And later, Feral Surge. The Fate Maker leaps towards their target, dealing frost ability to all nearby enemies. And that is all. So yeah, I think for this character, we'll go with Spore Ward. Now, as mentioned, I'm not going to worry too much. Interesting. I'm not going to worry too much on the character selections, although, wow, that, oh, come back. Wow, that actually, isn't that bad. I think I'll go with that. Ooh, ooh. Oh boy. Death's Head. Hell of a ball, you say. Okay, go with that one. I think we'll go with that. What? 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 Stick with that. Alright, so yep, we're just gonna go with that. I'm not gonna bother. Okay. And I saw that, and okay, and then of course there are the twists of fate. There are the backgrounds that dictate some benefits or disadvantages with your stats, like strength, dexterity, intelligence, wisdom, constitution, and atonement. And it tells you right there exactly what that pretty much affects. So I'll just let you read that part, but otherwise I'm going to read these. The Village Idiot, which affects increasing strength or decreasing intelligence. Oh, you sweet large child, blessed with looks, muscles, and exactly 2 brain cells and that never call each other. You are made in the image of the gods, specifically Belithion, god of himbos. You were always destined God of himbos, You were always destined either for greatness or to be legally categorized as construction equipment. Or raised by elves, which my Stabby Tabby is under. You really don't like bringing it up. But you grew up in an elven commune. A steady diet of uncooked leaves and tree sap has left you light on your feet, but scrawny. Also, if you have to hear one more harp solo in your life, you're gonna lose your gourd. Failed monk. A powerful calling led you to leave your life behind and travel to a mountain monastery where you could learn ancient teachings and contemplate the meaning of all things in peace. Then you emptied a chamber pot out the window and hit the head monk mid-yawn. Oh God! Fearing that vows of non-violence can only extend so far, you fled in the night, seeking another calling. And then there's recovering inventory hoarder. You once scrambled across your fantastical world, stuffing your pockets with every last candlestick and wheel of cheese you could sweep off the shelves. Or swipe, maybe? You're sworn off junk, but now your eye turns toward implements of destruction and their gleaming loop beams. And then Rogue Alchemist. The Royal Alchemist Society strictly regulates transmutation magic. Screw those guys! You made a name for yourself, hawking off brand affordable jewelry, but are recently unemployed and on the run after the local baron discovered the new golden amulet was made of chocolate. Oh, interesting. So, let's see. I think for this one, I think I'm gonna go with the. Again, it sounds if my buddy Lan is actually starting right at the beginning again, I'm switching back to Stabby Tabby. But otherwise, I'm gonna hold off with this one for a little bit just in case. Now let's. Dexterity would be useful, and then attunement would be useful. So I'm gonna put a little bit in. I'm gonna put a few points in dexterity just to get that back up. Put a bit more in constitution, and put some in attunement. And then, no. Oh, there we go. All right. Open keyboard. There we go. All right, what should we name this one if I come back to this later? This is the weirdest weird name. I don't care. Just Felicitas. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish up this cutscene, and then I'll see what Lan is up to.
Time's up! Okay, Valentine, you've just drawn your own face over the character sheet?
It said draw your hero, and I'm my own hero.
Okay. And Fret, it says your starter sword does murder 1,000 damage?
My bad, I left off a 0.
Okay, no plan! Fred and Valentine can't be trusted with pencils, let alone dice. So it is up to you, newbie. You are the Fate Maker. And these fools shall be thine advisors, I guess.
Fine. I advise that you better be a badass. We're here to slay evil and get gold.
I know you see me as a role model. Follow my lead and you'll be a great Fate Maker.
All right, one last thing. Bunkers and Badasses is a role-playing game, baby. That means you do not break character voice. Kapiski? Break me off a piece of that.
I am destined for greatness and glory. This quest is merely the start of my legend.
Tasty.
I forgot to
Prepare
fix
to
the
enter
voice.
a world of fantasy.
I don't see anything.
You gotta imagine it, knucklehead.
Just close your eyes and wonder. You have arrived in the Snoring Valley, an unassuming and peaceful corner of the Queen that harbors a dark secret. Dun, dun, dun. You journeyed far honored to be here, heeding the call of the Queen herself.
The Queen herself! What could she want of us?
She fears the Dragon Lord will soon reawaken. We must find his tomb and prevent his resurrection.
What I'm hearing is we get to whoop his ass.
Here's a little cheat sheet to track your health and map and stuff up.
Awesome. Alright, so, once again, this will be the end of this particular video. We will either be continuing off from Chapter 1 here, or we may be somewhere completely different, because now I'm going to jump in with Lan. So, otherwise, see you later. Meow. Goodbye. Blah, 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 blah.